welcome to our channel, Southern Backroads Cemetery Adventures. Come with us today as we do a virtual tour of one of the many really old cemeteries in our beautiful countryside in Louisiana. Now today we are going over the Moses Varnado Cemetery, also known as the McDaniel Varnado Cemetery. This cemetery is the family cemetery of Moses Varnado. Him and his wife Nancy Ward are my fourth great-grandparents. At the end of this video, I'll have some information about Nancy and a little story to share with you all that has been passed down over many generations. Although my third great-grandfather, Wade Hampton Varnado, is not buried there, he was one of the many children of Moses and Nancy Varnado. I could easily turn this video into a genealogy video, but we will leave that to another time. As you approach the fence, the cemetery, there's a very large metal marker at the entrance that has the names of all known burials, many that are buried there but do not have markers at all. So the images that we're going to be using for the ones that we do not have headstones for, we're just going to use the entrance marker there. Also, there's a concrete slab covering the graves of, from what we are told, 4 children without names. I think 3 of them was 1, 2, 3. I think 4 was born and passed away the same day that they were born. But we give that information in the video. From what I understand, this hilltop was also the old home place and was once called Varnado Hill. Now, not much information on the land that I can find. Most of my informants, my relatives, they are no longer living, so that information went with them. There are also multiple depressions in the ground that could possibly indicate more unmarked graves all throughout the cemetery. And we do ask that you do not try to go to this location without permission. It is on private property and it is a security gated entrance to get back to the cemetery. I would also like to add that my great-grandmother, Mary Marshall Thompson Cottrell, and her husband, Isaac Cottrell, my great-grandfather, lived at the old Varnado place at one time, as did one of my great-aunts and her family. Maybe one day I can get all the information compiled and try to do a documentary on it, but I can tell you now that it's going to be a very long time. So today we're going to be starting off with the oldest burial known there, and that is Moses Varnado. He was born February 15th, 1781 in Orange County, South Carolina, and he passed away on May 17th, 1855. He was 74 years old when he passed away. He was married to Nancy Ward Thompson Varnado, and they had many, many children. Both had children from previous marriages, but we're going to get into all of that right now, because there's I think it was a total of either 14 or 16 children. Moses served in the War of 1812, and he was a private 13th Mississippi militia. Moses' wife, Nancy Ward Thompson Varnado, was born May 22nd, 1785, and her death date is unknown. She was the daughter of Sarita Choctaw, who was full-blooded Choctaw Indian. Nancy's father, her records state her father's name was Turner Ward. He was a tobacco grower, and I think Sarita, he lived in Jamaica, but I think he had come to Mississippi to trade tobaccos and stuff or something like that. But anyway, he was from Jamaica. Moses and Nancy were just one child that we know of buried there with them, and her name was Amanda Miller Varnado McDaniel. Now, we are not sure if Miller was a middle name or if she had been previously married. That's what it states in the records. It was Amanda Miller Varnado McDaniel. Amanda was born October 29, 1820, and passed away May 2nd, 1901. She was 80 years old at the time of her passing. Now, Amanda was married to William T. McDaniel. We could only find one of their children buried there and no information if they had any other children. Her spouse, William T. McDaniel, was born on July 15, 1815. He was born in Pike County, Mississippi, and he passed away when he was 76 years old. Amanda and William have one child buried there, and he was George Washington McDaniel. George was born June 7, 1843, in Washington Parish, Louisiana, and he passed away on October 14, 1908, in Tangipahoa Parish, Louisiana. And here's a little bit of information that we did find on him. George McDaniel was the son of William McDaniel and Amanda Miller Varnado McDaniel. He was first married to Elmina Emma Alford. She was born 1845, passed away 1884. They were married on December 29, 1863, in Tangipahoa Parish, Louisiana. His second marriage was Nancy Priscilla Wells. She was born 1865 and she passed away in 1944 on October 9, 1885, in Tangipahoa Parish, Louisiana. George and his first wife, his mother and father and grandparents, which was Moses Varnado and Nancy Ward Thompson Varnado, are all buried in the same cemetery. And a little bit about the grave details, the grave site. The headstone shows birth date of June 12, 1845, which is incorrect. The Old Family Bible gives the date as June 7, 1843, which is the correct date. We can only find his first wife there. Her name was mentioned above, was Amina Emma Mulford McDaniel. She was born February 23, 1845, and she passed away June 18, 1884. She was only 39 years old when she passed away. Her and George were married on December 29, 1863. We do not know how many children Emma had together and how many him and his second wife had. The children we come across was I think it was 16 children that he fathered, but we don't know who the mom was, of each child. We do know that their son, Alcee Isaac McDaniel, is not buried there, but he does have 3 infants buried there. They were all born and passed away the day they were born. Alcee's wife was Sarah Jane Stewart. Their first infant was born and passed away on November 4, 1914. Their second one was born and passed away on June 2, 1917. And their third son, who has no marker indicating his birth nor death dates. His little grave site was once marked with a small wooden cross, which has withered away over the years with the weather and the elements and stuff. A couple of the next burials, we do not have much on them as far as to tell you the connections there, but they must have been connected in some kind of way to be buried in this family plot. Andrew Jackson Singleton was born November 28, 1830, and he passed away on February 28, 1900, at the age of 69. He was married to Elizabeth W. Strickland Singleton, and if I had to guess, Elizabeth probably would be the daughter of one of the descendants from the Strickland line that is buried there. I can get a little confused as families grow and spread out and trying to trace who was who and who was related to who. It does require a lot of research. Elizabeth, though, doesn't have a marker there, so we have no information on her. Bosworth Boz Strickland was born December 1832 and passed away April 12, 1912, at the age of 79 years old. He was married to Nancy Ann McDaniel Strickland. And Nancy Ann was the daughter of William and Amanda Varnado Strickland McDaniel. Nancy was born May 13, 1841, and passed away July 13, 1927, at the age of 86 years old. Her and Bosworth were married about 1855, and they had one child that is buried there. They could have had more, but we could only find one, and her name was Lula Strickland Tate. She was born November 26, 1875, and passed away December 5, 1914, at the age of 39 years old. Lula was married to Isaac H. Tate, and he was born September 24, 1866, and passed away on April 16, 1934. Lula was a granddaughter of William and Amanda Varnado McDaniel and the great-granddaughter of Moses and Nancy Ward Thompson Varnado. Mitchell J. Varnado, now he was a son of Moses Varnado and Moses' first wife. We do not know what her name was. Mitchell was born July 15, 1809, and his death date is unknown. Now, we know that he did have a child. Her name was Mary Varnado Rice, and she is buried at the Woodland Cemetery in Kentwood, Louisiana. Now, today I was looking over a lot of my ancestry stuff, and it does have several children listed for him, but I'm not going to turn this video here into a genealogy video, so we're just going over who, is buried at the Moses Varnado Cemetery. Now, we have two minor children of Celia Delilah McDaniel. They have no names on their grave sites, no birth or passed away dates either. Celia Delilah and her husband, Charles Crichton Welch, are not buried there that we know of. We could not find, their names. I don't think their names is on the side. I'm not 100% sure. I think I had to find these on Find a Grave. But anyway, two minor children's grandfather was George Washington McDaniel. The great-grandparents were William and Amanda Varnado McDaniel, and their great-great-grandparents were Moses and Nancy Ward Varnado. Now, I have included a little write-up as promised about Nancy Ward. Now, I cannot say if this is true or not, but it has been said generation after generation after generation. So I'm not going to say that this is fact. This is opinions. Nancy Ward was born in 1785. She passed away after June 1860. Nancy married William Varnado Thompson before 1817. Nancy was a widow with 7 children when she married Moses Varnado. Let's see. Nancy's mother was a Choctaw Indian. Roy Frank Varnado family historian names Colonel Ward as her father. The Varnado McDaniel Cemetery history differs with this to some extent, but also says that she had Indian blood, and it tells a story that after her husband died or did not return from the War of 1812, she traveled to Louisiana and settled less than a quarter mile from the cemetery where she and Moses are buried. Her first husband's brother lived nearby. And remember, her first husband was William Varnado Thompson. So while traveling to Louisiana, they say that her children was kidnapped by Indians. So while she was traveling to Louisiana, she rescued her baby Rebecca from Indians who had taken the child at the Alabama River. She recrossed the river, walked into the Indian camp alone, and took the child herself when the men in her traveling party refused to attempt the rescue. The locations and circumstances did not seem to really check out with the fact that she and her husband and family were already in Louisiana in 1813, but the story is oral history and probably has much truth in it, even if location and the time cannot be verified. Okay, next, Nancy married Moses Varnado, who was the son of Samuel Varnado and Sarah Newsom. She married Moses on September 2nd, 1817. Nancy was the mother of 14 known children and outlived Moses by several years. We actually do not have a record of her death, but she appears in the census in 1860 as Nancy Varnado, age 76, from North Carolina, living in the home of her son, James Thompson. We do know she is buried beside Moses in the Varnado McDaniel Cemetery east of Kentwood on what is known as Varnado Field. She has no stone, but Mr. Harold Varnado had a funeral home make a funeral home marker which now marks her grave. At the end of the video, I will have we think is Sarita Choctaw Ward. There'll be a picture of her. We have no legit proof that it is her, but many people do think that it is her. So we hope you enjoyed our video in the series that we have compiled together, and we hope that maybe, just maybe, you may have a loved one buried in there that you were looking for. And this is a reason for us to upload still shot videos of cemeteries that are either lost, forgotten, or no longer used, and or you may not be able to get out and explore. This is a great way to start off with your genealogy if that's what you do. We have many, many more to compile, so please like, subscribe, share, and hit that notification button to be sure that you don't miss out on what is coming.